everybody. My name is Kim Gilmore. I'm a family doctor in St. Mary's in Huron and Perth, and I've been asked to talk to you today about vaccination against COVID, and in particular about the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine against COVID. Right now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the effectiveness of the AstraZeneca vaccine. There's been a lot of media stories recently about the AZ vaccine, and one of the things that the media has been talking about a lot is whether the AstraZeneca vaccine is as effective as some of the other vaccines that are on the market, in particular, whether it's as effective as either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccines. And we've seen numbers go around, such as that the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine are 94 and 95% effective at preventing COVID, whereas the AstraZeneca vaccine is more like 64% at preventing COVID. 64% effective at preventing COVID. And I think it's important for us when we're looking at these numbers to understand what they really mean. So number one is that it's really important to understand that the Pfizer and Moderna trials were done at a very different time in the pandemic than the AstraZeneca trials. They were done late in 2020 when we really weren't dealing with variants of concern, which we all now know about. The AstraZeneca trials, some of them were actually done once the variants of concern became an issue. And so the effectiveness when we think about that, we have to think about the fact that it was a different kind of a virus and a different population. Because of that, it means that you can't really compare the AstraZeneca vaccine numbers with the Pfizer or Moderna numbers. They don't really mean the same thing. It's also important to understand that when we talk about the effectiveness of a vaccine, what we're talking about in these cases is its effectiveness at preventing mild to moderate COVID. So what that means is that Moderna and Pfizer have been noted to be 94 to 95% effective at preventing mild to moderate COVID. The AstraZeneca vaccine has been noted to be about 64% effective, also at preventing mild to moderate COVID. However, all three vaccines have been found to be 100% effective at preventing hospitalization and death. And those are the numbers that we really care about. So if you get a very mild case of COVID after having received an AstraZeneca vaccine, we can manage that. What we really want to do is prevent severe disease, hospitalization, and death. So the bottom line is that overall, the AstraZeneca vaccine, where it counts, is really just as good as either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccines. And I will tell you that right now, I would recommend that you go ahead and get any vaccine that you can, whichever one you can get the soonest. And I will also tell you that even for my own parents, when they had an opportunity to get the AstraZeneca vaccine, I told them to go ahead and get it because that was what was available to them the soonest, and that's what they did. I hope that this talk has been helpful for you and has answered some of your questions on safety of on the effectiveness of the AstraZeneca vaccine.